أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونشكره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ولا مثيل ولا بداية ولا نهاية له عين العين فلا عين له كيف الكيف فلا كيف له ليس كمثله شيء وهو السميع البصير وأشهد أن سيدنا وعظمنا وقائدنا وقرة أعيننا محمد عبده ورسوله وصفيه وخليله بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة فجزاه الله عنا خير ما جزى نبيا من أنبيائه صلوات الله عليه وعلى كل نبي أرسله عباد الله أوصي نفسي وإياكم بتقوى الله العلي العظيم يقول الله سبحانه وتعالى في محكم التنزيل سبحان الذي أسرى بعبده ليلا من المسجد الحرام إلى المسجد الأقصى الذي باركنا حوله لنريه من آياتنا إنه هو السميع البصير. Praise be to Allah, to the Creator of the world, and I bear witness there is absolutely nothing worthy to be worshipped except Allah, the Creator of this universe, who does not resemble none of His creation. I bear witness Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is indeed His Prophet and the Messenger to all mankind. My dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, today quickly we're reviewing the seerah and the most amazing miracle in Israa and Mi'raj. What is Israa and what is Mi'raj? Two different things. Israa is a nightly journey. Israa is a nightly journey. Mi'raj is ascension to heaven. So two separate things, and each segment in itself requires ample time to address it, but in the interest of time, I will try to summarize it and share with you and remind you and remind myself. Allah said in the Quran, Subhanalladhi asra bi'abdihi laylan. Subhan, when he says Subhanallah, is clearing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the resemblance of His creation. Allah is perfect. He sees, doesn't need an eye. He hears, he doesn't even eat. He's alive. His livelihood not consists of eating, drinking, sleeping, location. His spirit. He is the creator of the spirit. He is no spirit. He is Allah Samad. So when he says Subhanallah, it means Allah clear himself from any resemblance to his creation. Then said, الذي أسرى بعبده. Asra is a nightly journey. From where? From Mecca to where? To Jerusalem. What is the distance? What is the distance? About 930 miles, about 1,500 kilometers from Mecca to Jerusalem. How long did it took? In light speed. Light speed. How did they travel? Special airplane? No. By the Buraq. An animal is not a donkey, it's not a horse. This animal's name is Buraq. Very powerful light speed flying. This Buraq, when it came, when first was jumping, Sayyidina Jibreel hold to the ear of this Buraq. I said, why you are jumping? You need to settle. The reason was, she was so excited. The best creation of Allah is about to ride in her body. She was so excited. Then they flew from there all the way to Jerusalem. As they flying from Mecca to Jerusalem, and a number of places where came down, performed 2 rak'ah prayer and continue. Where? In Yathrib. Yathrib is the Prophet's city, Medina. When the Prophet migrated to Medina, the name changed from Yathrib to Medina. Illuminated city became because the Prophet migrated to Medina. Then they prayed 2 rak'ah in Tur Sinai, in the Mount Sinai, where Allah enabled Sayyidina Musa to hear the speech of Allah, which is not a word or a language. Allah enabled him to know. That spot, they prayed 2 rak'ah. And then another spot, he asked him 2 very beautiful smelling camel. This fragrance, where is it? What is this all about? There's a prophet was told by Sayyidina Jibreel, the story goes as follows. At the time of Pharaoh, who was the king of Egypt, he has a servant that worked for him, but she was a believer. As she was combing the hair of the daughter of Pharaoh, that comb fall. She said, Bismillah, in the name of Allah. The daughter of Pharaoh, surprised, said, Awalaki Rabban ghayra Abi? Do you have Lord beside my father? This woman was very firm. She said, Rabbi wa Rabbu Abiki huwa Allah. My Lord and the Lord of your father is Allah. The daughter of Pharaoh went to report to her father. She said, the servant of yours, she doesn't believe that you are Lord. She said, how come? Bring her to his court. She was brought. He said, don't believe I am Lord? She said on his face, no. He said, I'm going to punish you. He said, whatever you want to do. I'm not going to abandon my faith in Allah. So he boiled hot water in front of her eyes. Hot water, mixed it with oil in front of her eyes, one at a time, throw her children and kill them. To the point reached to the infant baby 40 days old. As the mother now felt a little bit, and Allah enabled this little boy of his infancy, 40 days old, to speak up. He said, Ya Ummah, O mother, فَإِنَّ عَذَابَ الْآخِرَةُ أَشَدُّ. The punishment of the day of judgment is more severe. Be patient. Allah enabled to speak infant baby and he's 40 days old. Yet, Pharaoh was blinded. He cannot see that amazing child, small baby, is speaking the truth. Blinded heart. When a person, his heart is sealed. When a person, his heart is blinded, he cannot see the truth. He cannot reflect. He cannot. So, that baby was thrown and assassinated in front of her eyes. She's dead. What about now? He asked her. He said, nothing. You are not my Lord. Allah is my Lord. He about to throw her. He said, I ask you one thing. What do you want? He said, you've killed all of my children in front of my eyes. He said, yes. Can you bury all of us, our bones in one place? He says, Falaki Dalik, that's not a problem. So he threw her there and she was killed as a martyr. Subhanallah, from that spot is where all this beautiful smelling coming. Sayyidina Jibreel told him the story that I mentioned to you. For the barakah they pray to rak'ah. Here is the story. What do we learn from this story? People before us suffer a lot to keep their faith. What have you sacrificed, or what are we sacrificing to keep our faith today? If little child, you remember back in 9/11, some of our sisters throw their hijab. Some of the Muslims, their name is Muhammad, they changed their name to Mo. Allahu Akbar. You change it for what? You hide it from what? You hide it from what? Why are you hiding your identity, who you are? So, we have to be steadfast always in our faith. So, the miracle of Israa and Mi'raj is amazing. This was a body. Before this good news, the Prophet endured so much hardship that particular year. What happened? That year, the mother of his 6 children, the mother of Abdullah, Ibrahim, the mother of Abdullah, Qasim, the mother of Ruqayya, Kulthum, Zainab, died. The mother, Khadija, died that year. His uncle that shielded him against the Quraysh passed away that year. It was a very difficult year for the Prophet. He was persecuted, given hard time by even small children. He moved from Mecca to Taif, another city nearby Mecca. Small children throwing and bleeding the Prophet ﷺ. What he's supposed to do with the small children? The Quraysh despised small children. They stoned the Prophet ﷺ. Allah sent him the angel in charge of the mountain. Ya Muhammad, alaka haja. Oh Muhammad, do you need my help? I can smash all of your enemies and wipe them off. He said no. The Prophet of mercy said no. Look how he's visionary. From their offspring in the future, there will be those who will hold the banner of La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. I will be patient. And indeed, years later, so many companions came from that offspring that the Prophet were stoned by. He was so patient. So during all these difficulties, called that year Am al-Huzn, during that difficulty while he was in the house of Sayyidina Ali's sister Hani, Angel Jibreel opened the ceiling and came. Let's go. Go where? The story of Israa is about to take place. What was the first order of the business? A special operation. His chest was open. No anesthesia or whatever is needed in the hospital. No. It's by the power of Allah. The special operation was conducted by Angel Jibreel, filled with wisdom, because she's about to see amazing things. The normal heart will not comprehend, will not hold that amazing. So then, this Buraq came in, and they flew, they prayed in different places, as I mentioned, then entered Jerusalem, which Jerusalem today became hosted by the Zionists. That is the land of the Muslim. Every Muslim should have that ties and love and defense of Jerusalem. Jerusalem, the land of the Muslims. So, all the prophets that died before the Prophet were gathered in Jerusalem after they passed away. We are talking about the power of Allah, who sustained the mountain, the sky, from falling down on us without no period holding. The same Lord, the same Allah is who brought them back, those who died, and the Prophet led them. Not in dream, life. life, he led them in prayer. Then Mi'raj will take place. So up to here the story is Israa. Mi'raj is Allah opened up in Jerusalem. That spot, Magniya, inshallah ta'ala, when you travel to Jerusalem, you will see the spot where the Prophet was taken to heaven from the spot. It's open in Jerusalem Masjid. With the Masjid today is hostage by merciless, brutal Zionists. The most racist country on the face of earth is the Zionist state. I repeat, the most racist country in the world is the Zionists. Have you ever heard anywhere on the face of earth a people has to have an ID to worship their Lord? They have to be over age 55. Tell me where in earth? Only in Jerusalem by the Zionists who imposed that restriction. Youngster, you want to pray in mosque? They say you cannot go. Why? Why? Where do you get that from? Restriction on the Muslim to worship their Lord and the masjid that belong to the Muslims. This is the record of the Zionists. Speak louder. So, after they arrived in Jerusalem, taken to heaven, now called Mi'raj. What is Mi'raj? Going from Beit al-Maqdis, or from Jerusalem all the way to heaven. The distance between the earth to the first sky, if a flying bird, would take it 500 years. From the first sky to the second sky, it takes another 500 years. So add up the numbers. 7 times 500, 3,500 years it will take. Flying bird. In one, the latter one is like a gold, and the other is silver. That's how they were sitting in the light speed. When they reach the first sky, there is a gate. There is an angel in charge. Who are you? I am Jibreel. Replied to the angel who was in charge of the gate. Who's with you? Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Is he called for to visit, to Allah? Yes. The door was open. Who is receiving them? Sayyidina Adam. He led them in prayer on the ground in Jerusalem. Then some of them received him again in heaven. He greeted Prophet Adam. On the second sky, he was greeted by Sayyidina Isa and Sayyidina Yahya. On the third, by Sayyidina Yusuf. On the fourth, by Sayyidina Idris. On the fifth, by Sayyidina Harun. On the sixth, by Sayyidina Musa. On the seventh, by Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. Each one of them, they welcomed the Prophet, they prayed for him, and they met him. When the Prophet ﷺ was in the seventh sky, there is a very beautiful tree. It's called cedar. The Prophet could not just give enough description how beautiful it is. The most beautiful tree. It starts from the sixth skies, going all the way to the seventh sky. This beautiful tree, cedar. In there, he saw the angels are coming Beit al-Ma'mur. What is Beit al-Ma'mur? Beit al-Ma'mur is for the people in heaven, that is their Qibla. Like for us, our Qibla is Kaaba. For the people of the sky, their Qibla is Beit al-Ma'mur. Every day, 70,000 angels come and pray and go. They never come back. Allahu Akbar. What are their numbers? Allah knows. 70,000 angels praying and don't come back. So the skies are filled with angels. You haven't been there, I haven't been there, but the Prophet has been there. And he said in the hadith the following, أطت السماء وأطلها الطيب ما فيها 4 أصابع إلا وفيها ملك راكب أو واقف أو ساجد. He said the heaven, the seven skies are filled with angels. Between those 4 fingers. The Prophet used analogy. Next to it is another angel. In front of it is another angel. Behind it another. The angels are filled the sky. They are inhabitant of the sky. Allah is the creator of the sky. He needs none of the skies. So, in Sidratul Muntaha, beyond, now Sayyidina Jibreel, I have no permission to travel beyond here. There are some allegations, the right word I would say, allegations. Some say from the Jewish ritualism, the Zionists called Israeliyat, they inserted all kind of nonsense stuff into our religion as well. They say, if Jibreel, I go beyond this, I'm going to be burned. That is lie, that is fabricated. That is fabricated, that's not true. All Jibreel said was, beyond this, I have no permission to be with you anymore. Period. And then the Prophet was, Allah ordered him the following, to pray 5 times a day. By the revelation, the wahy took place in 2 ways. One, through Angel Jibreel, sometimes directly to his heart. So Allah enabled Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to take the order, that revelation of praying 5 times a day. 50 prayers first. Then he took that order, came to Sayyidina Musa. Sayyidina Musa said, I have experience with my people. You don't have that patience with your ummah. Is'al rabbaka at-takhfif. Go this place where you have taken this order. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to lessen for you, to make it less for you. So 5 was draw, 40. Back and forth, 45 times he went where? Between where he received the revelation, the order from Allah, and to Sayyidina Musa. Some people ignorantly, they think like as if meeting ground between Allah and the Prophet. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. ثم دنا فتدنا. That means Sayyidina Jibreel was close to Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, not to Allah. Allah is perfect. Allah is clear from having the attribute of body and connection like a creation. That's the attribute of the creation. The emphasis, the importance of the prayer is taking the order from the sky. The emphasis. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed to Sayyidina Musa, able to comprehend Allah's speech. Where was Sayyidina Musa? On the ground. Does that mean Allah came down to the ground and talked to Sayyidina Musa? هل هذا يعقل لعقل? A sound mind will accept it? No. When Sayyidina Musa was down on the ground, he received that order of the prayer. The order from Allah, that message. Sayyidina Musa was on the earth. When Sayyidina Muhammad was receiving the order of prayer, Sayyidina Muhammad was in the sky. That shows that Allah exists in other place. He knows what happened in every place. Period. Allah knows a human being to come down on earth like a human being. So he took that order. Sayyidina Musa benefited the Ummah and advised Rasulullah to ask them less, and it became less, and now become 5. He said, after this 5, I'm shy to ask any more to become less. Allah revealed another revelation to the Prophet ﷺ. What was it? Every hasanat, you do one thing, it will be multitude tenfold. So the original 50 that was ordered, okay, was 5 daily prayers that we pray. 5 times 10 is what? 50. We still get the reward of that 50 from praying that order that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala orders the Prophet. Amazing thing that the Prophet saw during the Mi'raj. What did he saw? Amazing thing he have seen during the Israa. What did he saw? So let me go back for a minute to the Israa. As he was traveling, the Prophet saw those who are nakedly running around. Who are these people? This is the sample of the people who do not pay zakat. The sample. And then he saw some others who are eating a very, very rotten meat. He said, who are these people? Who are this sample of who are avoiding halal, married and doing fornication? This is a sample of their punishment. They are doing this. And then another group of people who saw they're drinking a very disgusting, that coming from a wounded yellow system from the body of those people drinking. He said, who are this? These are the sample of those who are drinking alcohol, consume alcohol. He did not repent. Allah will force him to drink this. Imagine if a doctor tells you today, if you drink XYZ drink, that will make you sick with cancer or this, I bet you will never dare to touch it. You will never dare to touch it. Here is the best of the creation of Allah, who Allah enabled them to travel in a quarter of night, all this distance. Literally report, if you do this, this is the outcome. If you do this, this is the outcome. Sample. And coming and telling us, you should take it, and we should take it absolutely serious and implement it. It will be beneficial for every one of us following the suit of steadfastness all the time, in every place, in every circumstance. You go no wrong by adhering to the teaching of the Quran. The best story of all stories is the story of the Quran. Teach our children the legacy of our Prophet, the miracle of Israa and Mi'raj. Our children is exposed to Halloween. Our children is exposed to so much stuff, to Christmas and this and that. Our children, if you ask them, actor so-and-so, they will tell you where he was born, what kind of life he had. Ask any other stuff, they will tell you. Ask, what is Israa and Mi'raj? Israa. The father may not know. The mother may not know. How can he go to teach his children if the father doesn't know? What is Israa? What is Mi'raj? What is it? What is it? What is the Quran? I remember a couple of years ago, we were in the middle of Ramadan from a restaurant called asking, is it Ramadan? We are in the middle of Ramadan. Some people, if the more you detach yourself from the masajid, what do you expect? Some people know the masajid during the Eid. Some people know the masajid on Friday. Some people know the masajid when somebody passed away. The last place you'll be departing from this world will be from the masjid. If you don't want coming to pray, they may bring you carried on to the masjid. They pray on you or pray on me and then straight to the cemetery. How many times you passing by masjid when you live nearby the masjid? For how many times in your lifetime? Why? Why? Reflect back. And be a completely following the teaching of the Quran who's love. Pray to the Salah who's love. Not, I just prayed now. Do I have to pray Maghrib again? I just pray Isha. Why all this prayer cannot be just one prayer and the ikhlas be over? أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. فويل للمصلين الذين هم في صلاتهم ساهون. Those who are entering the salah who's heavy-headed or prays at time and they don't stop praying. Then the angel, this is Israa and Mi'raj, a sample angel smash their head. And who are these people? هؤلاء الذين تتثاقل رؤوسهم على الصلاة. So it's not a joke. Here the government tells you if you drive in school zone, it's 20 miles per hour. If you drive 50, you will be paid the consequence. In Islam, for everything that we do, there is a consequence. In this life and the hereafter. So try to deposit good thing so that you will harvest tomorrow. You will be living in peace in your grave one day. For sure, one thing we know. All of us, one day we are going to leave this world. There is no question about it. There is no if about it. Every one of us, we are going to depart one day, one way or another. All of us, we beautify our houses here. You put a beautiful carpet, you do everything. What about the real carpet for that tiny place where we're going to be thrown in our grave? What did we do? What is our deposit for that place? Deposit now. Pray now. Avoid backbiting now. Protect your body from union. You will be saved in the grave. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring back Jerusalem to the Muslims. قولوا قولي هذا استغفر الله لي ولكم استغفروا يا قوم استغفروا الله. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونشكره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ولا مثيل ولا بداية ولا نهاية له وأشهد أن سيدنا وعظيمنا وقائدنا وقرة عيننا محمد عبده ورسوله وصفيه وخليله بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة فجزاه الله عنا خير ما جزى نبيا من أنبيائه صلوات الله عليه وعلى كل نبي أرسله. يقول الله سبحانه وتعالى في محكم التنزيل ما كذب الفؤاد ما رأى أفتمارونه على ما يرى ولقد رآه نزلة أخرى عند سدرة المنتهى. Praise be to Allah, to the Creator of the world. I bear witness there is absolutely nothing worthy to be worshipped except Allah. I bear witness Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam indeed is prophet and the messenger to all mankind. My dear respected brothers in Islam, the Israa and Mi'raj is a miracle for the Prophet. It's a miracle for his Ummah. It's a miracle for the Prophet and a miracle for his Ummah. Every segment of Israa and Mi'raj, it should be known by every Muslim. Male, female, small, big. And teach them. It is not in dream, it is life. To the point, the distance over 930 miles taken from Mecca to Jerusalem. When the Prophet reported this to the Quraysh, they were amazed. They immediately went to Abu Bakr. He said, mocking Abu Bakr, they said, you know what your friend said, meaning to the Prophet ﷺ? He said, he traveled all the way to Jerusalem and beyond and came back. What is your friend is talking about? He said, even he didn't hear directly from the Prophet yet at the time, Abu Bakr. He said, if he said the truth. He said, yes, it is the truth. That's why Sayyidina Abu Bakr mentioned Abu Bakr as Siddiq. They were caught by surprise. Then they tried to interrogate the Prophet from their version. They said, okay, they know the Prophet did not go to Jerusalem, but then they asked him, what is the door of Jerusalem? Where is the window? Is this? The Prophet ﷺ, Sayyidina Jibreel brought to him, brick by brick, explained it to them. Yet, they still blind hearted, they didn't see that truth. The Prophet entered heaven. And what is in heaven? In heaven, he saw the majority of the people of heaven, the Prophet said, fuqara, poor. The poor who are, with their iman rich, maybe financially poor, they enter heaven before the rich 500 years. Do you know why? The rich will be asked, where did you get the money from? How did you spend it? The poor, he will not be questioned, where did he get the money from? It does not happen. I'm not saying be poor, all of you be broken. I'm not saying this. But don't belittle a poor person because you happen to have a little money. Don't evaluate a person by his dress code or by his appearance. Look his akhlaq. He as a human being, respect him. You may disagree with him, that's natural. We may disagree with our new president, no question about it. Is there something good he's saying? Yes. The gender thing is talking about there's only two genders, male and female. I don't think no Muslim will disagree with that. I agree with him wholeheartedly, yes. There's only two genders, male and female. So don't be blindfolded and say everything the president says is wrong. No, when he says a good thing, yes, this part is good. When he say otherwise, you say we reject the other part. When he rejected the 14th Amendment and saying born U.S. citizen here, they are not citizen, we say you are wrong. 22 states sued him, they already preliminarily won. They showed his limitation. This is a new time. You cannot be part-time citizen, be engaged citizen, speak your right, defend your right, defend your right. The African American fought. Hear me very well. The African American fought for their right. Because of many immigrants that you enjoy your life today is because of African American sacrifice in this country. Make no mistake about it. Make no mistake about it. The business that you own, you're running, you have free because of the sacrifice of African American before you. Consider them like your brother, like one body. Respect them. Fight for your right. The woman they had the time, they fought for the right. The immigrant, it is our time, fight for your right. There is no part-time citizen, we are a full-time citizen. Once you give an oath, you pay taxes, it's a part of the citizen. Lift up your head, no matter who's in the White House saying, yes, I am U.S. citizen. Speak for your right, defend your right. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring you lasting peace in Palestine. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring you lasting peace in Ukraine. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring you lasting peace everywhere. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك قريب مجيب الدعوات اللهم اشف مرضانا وعافي مبتلانا وفك أسرانا وارحم موتانا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين اللهم رد المسلمين إلى دينك ردا جميلا اللهم صل صلاة كاملة وسلم سلاما تاما على سيدنا محمد الذي تنحل به العقد وتنفرج به الكرب وتوضى به الحوائج وتنال به الرغائب وحسن الخواتيم ويستسقى الغمام بوجه الكريم وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار اللهم ارحمنا يا أرحم الراحمين اللهم اغفر لنا يا غفور رحيم اللهم ربنا زدنا علما والحكمة بالصالحين اللهم طهر قلوبنا من النفاق وأعمالنا من الرياء وألسنتنا من الكذب وعيوننا من الخيانة فإنك تعلم خائنة الأعين وما تخفي الصدور عباد الله إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما أقيموا الصلاة إن الصلاة كانت على المؤمنين كتابا موقوتا
الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
استووا تقاربوا وصدوا الخلق. Make the space available for your brothers and sisters. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. فلا يحزنك قولهم إنا نعلم ما يسرون وما يعلنون. أولم ير الإنسان أنا خلقناه من نطفة فإذا هو خصيم مبين وضرب لنا مثلا ونسي خلقه قال من يحيي العظام وهي رميم قل يحييها الذي أنشاها أول مرة وهو بكل خلق عليم الذي جعل لكم من الشجر الأخضر نارا فإذا أنتم منه توقدون أوليس الذي خلق السماوات والأرض بقادر على أن يخلق مثلهم بلى وهو الخلاق العليم إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون فسبحان الذي بيده ملكوت كل شيء وإليه ترجعون. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا نودي للصلاة من يوم الجمعة فاسعوا إلى ذكر الله وذروا البيع ذلكم خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون فإذا قضيت الصلاة فانتشروا في الأرض وابتغوا من فضل الله واذكروا الله كثيرا لعلكم تفلحون وإذا رأوا تجارة أو لهوا انفضوا إليها وتركوك قائما قل ما عند الله خير من اللهو ومن التجارة والله خير الرازقين. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله 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 أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.